remember how he was describing the flow pattern and what happens if we open it up before we get there or after we get there? What's going to happen? All right. Fuel. All right. And what was that phrase that I said that we're walking into? Do you remember for bonus points? Said a phrase towards the end of the night. We were all pretty tired. Which one was that? Oh no, that one too. But no, it's another phrase about what we're walking into. All right. Well, they've done studies, and so just like he was talking about with fire loads and what burns, what are we walking into when it lights on fire? You know, smoke is coming out. Okay, what's that smoke? Fuel. Work it through. Work it through. So if it's fuel, what are we walking into? Okay. The phrase that I heard that stuck with me is we are walking into an aerosolized mist of gasoline every time we go through now. Because what is plastics? Plastics is all that stuff, all those, right, those kerosenes, those esenes, those polystyrenes. So, yeah, he's holding direct flame on it right now, but look at the flame and the smoke pattern as he was talking about. And that's with a window open. Yep. So here's another question for you guys to think about. How many of you guys have energy safe windows? Or when you go to school, put your helmet on. When you guys go to school, have they talked about how the school's now more energy efficient or something like that? You know, they got some type of window that they can hold in the heat, right? Or maybe your parents are talking about the bills at Christmas time, like, man, it costs a lot to heat this, but we got the new windows, we got the new doors. So if they keep things out, cold out, what do they also keep in? Okay. Do you think that I can break a 3-pane window? I'll tell you the truth, I probably can. I mean, there's been videos out there, they go to break a window, and it's a new one, and literally they'll wind it up, take the ring, boom. Great. So as he's feeding the guys.
So what I'm trying to do right now, guys, it's starting to finally go, is I need to get the wood preheated to actually get the dollhouse itself on fire. Then we can play with it.
So you guys can see right now, he just closed that. Look how much that just jumped. All right, so hey guys, heavy fire showing from the first floor, Alpha Beta corner. Someone panics, leaves the window escape open. I'll stop talking because I don't want to embarrass myself. But take a look around, guys, and start thinking. That's what I want you to do.
All right, so here we go, right? Like he was just saying. Here's our flow point, correct? If I shut that down, right? This is still filling with smoke because there's an opening into this wood here, right? So it's going to come across and there's a hole in the floor just like an open stairwell to communicate up to the second floor. Can I have a can? Because we're going to need that.
Yeah, you got it.
This here is an enclosed room, okay? To represent like a bedroom. So I'll open that in a minute. These are our gable vents just like you'd have in your house, right? This is going to be our vertical vent hole here, okay? And in the back here is where if we cut out a roof hole in the roof, we got to punch the ceiling, right? So that's what this little slot in the back is. So currently, what kind of flow is this? We already talked about it. Bilateral, right? So you can see, right? What's happening right here?
But I wanted to let you know.
What's happening right here, guys? Pay attention, right? Fresh air is going in the bottom. What's coming out the top? All those products of combustion, right? If I take this, you want to open that window? Yep. So if I hunker that down and open up, what just happened right there? Did you see how fast that happened? So close it again real quick.
You want a hose? Because we got a hose right behind you.
No. I just need to be able to keep it in check.
Yep.
So give it a second, right? We'll open this. Let it get going again. And then Steve was going to open that window real slow. Ready? I want you to watch what happens. Okay, open it.
Ooh.
What's happening there? What's that called? Nope. That's your unilateral flow, right? So that fresh air is coming in. This is just because the wood's burning here at the top. Right? And all that product of combustion is going over. But what's the problem with where he just broke that window? If I have a fire on the first floor there, and now all of a sudden I open that. Exactly, right? So now that fire is communicating from here over, it's wanting to travel up that hole, right? Now if I take this and I close it, right, and I take this, if I open this, right, look at that tuck of smoke coming out, right?
That's a nice color, too.
Oh man, I might have to speed up the torch. Right? So now if I open this, watch that smoke. Hopefully we can get it to do it.
You need a lighter?
As you said, I'm not afraid to make a fool of myself.
So we'll burn that down, right? Fire's going here, I open this.
You guys can.
You have that lighter.
Yeah,
like them stale.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were right on it.
How we doing?
So that stinky smoke that's bothering you versus a campfire. That's the formaldehyde's in the wood. So that's why that it does that. That's why you can't walk in there unmasked anymore and just put the fire out. Open that.
So again, we vented it, right? We closed up that vent.
No, you can't hurt it.
No, I know.
There you go, right? You
Oh.
see that?
Oh yeah. There we go. It blows itself out, but smoke the light.
Yeah, it's tasty.
That's the formaldehyde.
Keep going, I can hear it.
It says this at the academy all the time. Everyone is different.
So guys, let's build it out a little bit. We're all
Here we go.
coughing on the smoke right now, and we're trying to get it started. But where's this smoke going? You know, this is just a small little house. Let's say, how many times have you heard, you know, hey, there's a fire over here, and it's 20 different directions.
You have that floor hole open.
Yeah, it's open.
It is.
So if you guys come right over here real quick while we have free burning, right? Steve, can you button that down just a little
Yep.
bit? So Steve's gonna button it down. I want you to look in this room, right? So here's our good smoke coming out. What's this here? This is that cuck of smoke I was talking about, right? This is all fuel, right? So one thing I forgot to cover in there is smoke, right? Smoke's gonna tell us a lot about where the fire is. So we're looking for velocity, color, density, and volume, right? The king to everything is this. You see that?
That's
Velocity is king, remember that, right? That means that there's heat behind it, right? Shut that, Steve.
Yep.
So now it should be good. So that means,
Door's on fire now.
just give it a little hand action on the outside.
I got you. Can't.
Yeah, just hit it right here. So, ready? Back to smoke. Velocity though is going to be king. That's going to tell you where the seat of the fire is, right? Wherever it's the velocity is the highest means that there's a lot of heat behind it.
That's good.
So if you see that, right? What's that telling you? Smoke's going to tell you where that fire is traveling to, right? You have that
Stairwell.
exactly, right? So once wherever the heat is the highest. So we always talk about color of smoke, right? So what does like white smoke mean?
Not necessarily put it out, but you got a hit on it.
Right? Maybe an incipient stage fire.
Sword me.
Right? So color indicates what's going on, right? If it's brown, they always say that it's building materials, right? Like the actual structure of the building. If it's black, it's those hydrocarbons. It's the items inside the building that are burning, okay? But velocity is what the heat is behind. So if I pull up and I see smoke coming out under pressure from the eaves, right? Right? From the eaves, that's telling you what? That I probably have a fire in that attic, right? Now it doesn't matter the color, right? Because if I take smoke and then I compress it and I push it out of the building, what's happening to that smoke? It's filtered, right? So it could be black smoke on the inside, but by the time it comes out and it's filtered through all those small little particles in the wood, well now it's presenting as white. But it still has that
From
velocity.
the distance it's traveled.
Yep.
See if we can get this ignited with
So-
Steve-O.
Just because smoke is coming out the eaves doesn't mean there's an attic fire. It just means it is filled the cavity. That's just a sheet of plywood with that black turbulent smoke. You saw it whirling around like that. So I go, hey, that is moving in there. That's big fire. That's gonna let us know that we have to handle it.
So now we have a fire on the first floor. We're gonna open up that roof, right? And then now what's happening out there, right? All that stuff's coming up. But
If you guys
now
come
that I
right
have
where
a
I'm
fire,
standing, you can see both corners. So see what's happening.
it should just go up and out away from you now, right? So now I have a fire on the first floor, and I opened up the roof, right? So now I'm drawing all of those conditions up and through the building, right? So is that necessarily a good idea? No. Steve, light that smoke off. So this is where I want to show you that smoke is fuel. Now let it go. All right, try it again. See if you can get it to just burn on its own.
There you go.
Right? So remember what I said. When we go in, we need to put water on smoke, okay? That's literally sitting above your head waiting to go. All it's looking for is that oxygen, correct? So if he pulls that torch away, everything is there, right? It just needs that mix of oxygen.
There you go, I
So
got
you
it,
can
go.
see here, right? It's still just smoke. until it gets that proper mixture, right? Then that whole thing takes off.
That's just the smoke is just burning. There's no wood.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's all the chemicals in the glue of the wood.
That just turns from a can
And
job
it
to a
just
couple
goes
of
into the part of
Now watch what happens when we shut all this though, right? Watch what happens to the front of that building. Right? So we just changed all of those conditions, right? We might have put it out again, honey. It's gonna irritate me.
Yeah. I'm learning.
Hit that steel. There you go, right? So right there.
Oh, sorry. I just.
Right there, what just happened? No, but what happened, right? We had heat, right? We had the fuel, but we needed that.
Captain, you get to refill that tank if I need
Now
to?
it's kind of a little version of a
Thanks, sir.
backdrop.
You want me to light that smoke off? It'll hold itself.
So you see now why it's important, right? Put water on smoke. Yeah, I'd like to watch everything's going on, right?
You got to break that up. This product you have to is working.
It is. It's awesome.
But you're gonna we're gonna lose it. Yeah.
All right, so we're starting to lose the structural integrity, right, guys? But this is why that flow path is important, right? So we'll try and give you one more good one. Cut that real quick. Yep. Just a little bit. Okay. We get there, we have fire showing. Steve will opens that door. Right? He just lost control of it. The door's gone now, right? Do we have any way to stop this? No, the line's not charged, okay? Ladder guy shows up, takes out a window. Right? You see why it's important to coordinate that? Okay? Because now look at what's happening. Can you guys see in here? It's spreading right up that interior stairwell, right?
Another good thing that room was charged with smoke. Corey gave it a little air, lit right off.
So did you just see what happened? Right? Watch. This is our main body of fire room. Right? What's happening there? I just put that out, but this is still sailing. Well, what's burning in here? It's the smoke and stuff, right?
Smoke.
It's all it is. It's all those built up products of combustion. And then what's happening right back down there? That's called rebound, right? Okay? Did you see that change? Did you see what the fire did, right? How come it wasn't lighting, but as soon as I opened this, it did. Right? It couldn't breathe. So look at that, what's already happening at the vent hole. Fire coming up, right? So everything in there is preheated, right? Bet you this is impressive when I open it, right? So everything in there is preheated, ready to go, okay? What's happening is, though, that when we vent it, we're losing that oxygen, and it's baking down, and then it's needing that second. You probably like that off real nice. It's needing that second to reset itself to take off, okay?
And that's not even a couch cushion, just wood.
Yep, this is just plywood.
Just new building products.
And this is what they build all of the structural members out of now for us, so that's even better. Oh yeah, there we go. I got it going now. So, sometimes, right, we can't get to the roof because of snow or whatever. Maybe it's a metal roof. So what's another option, right? We always want to cut as high as we can. And what's this here? Gable vent, right? So we make a vent there. What's happening?
coming out of it.
Right? We want to try and get the biggest opening that we can because obviously you see the smoke that's coming out of there. If I open this up, I mean, that's a lot better, obviously, right? But in a pinch, we can always open the gable if we have to. Now we have that auto exposure up the outside of the building, so I'm not that. Do you see that velocity I was talking about right now, right? You see all that heat that's coming out of that second floor window? If you put your hand there, probably. You want to see what happens when you vent for life? So this is what uncoordinated ventilation looks like, okay? How well does that work out?
Not well.
Not well, right? What's happening to the house?
It's becoming content
Fully involved, right? We're losing all the floors and everything, right?
Yeah.
That's
But-
just the smoke lighting up out of the roof.
Without,
It's not that.
without putting any water on it, I should be able to darken this down quite a bit. Except for maybe the exterior fire, right? So hang on. There we go. Right? So a lot of that was exterior fire. It's still ready to go. As soon as I go like this, hold back.
You got a whole exposure
whole
on
side
the
of
side. Corey, you want?
Forget it.
You got a whole
side of the-
You got a whole side exposure.
We're burst through the wall.
We'll let it go.
You want the side to go?
So we roll up on that. I think there's people in there. We obviously know the front door is untenable. We can't get through that way. Maybe we can run around back. Run around back, see if there's another window that's putting us in front of the hose line. So we want to weigh our options there.
So this is what's considered fully involved, right? We show up and we got a room on fire, 2 rooms, that's not fully involved, right? There's still tenable space in that occupancy, right? This here, this is fully involved. There's no tenable space.
Yeah. So what's happening here is the way the wind
feel
is
that
directed.
radiating we talked about, right?
All by those flaps. Directing the thing. So
So it's curling
the
around one of them.
wind does funny things. Also, we can also go for a ridge vent, knock it off. So
Okay.
it's just the way the air is coming through there, it's catching that flap and it's turning that around. See, it's just direction because the way the wind is coming through the front of the structure and catching itself. So when you're out at the seacoast, wind-driven fires off the ocean.
Back Bay fires, the most
Yeah.
firefighters get fire.
Yeah. Wind-driven
That's the
fire.
anniversary.
Put that out.
Come around here, buddy. Come around here, buddy. Yeah, so back to smoke, right? I forgot to cover this in the classroom and I apologize. So, 4 things we look for, right? Color, density, volume, and velocity. Color, like I said, kind of, it's going to be a little bit of an indication as to what is burning, right? That white smoke means you have a small fire, right? Relatively incipient stage, right? Just starting. Brown smoke, structural members, right? Your woods, your plywoods, all of that stuff. So that means that the actual skeleton of the house is on fire. So we need to be cognizant of that, right? Because now the structural members are under attack, right? What does that mean? What just happened here? What happened to the house?
Collapse.
It collapsed. Thank you, right? So if we see brown smoke, be aware of that. What does black smoke mean?
Heavy fire.
Right? It means hot, super hot. But it also means it's probably a good indication of that's the contents of that room burning, right? Because what burns black?
Synthetics.
Exactly, right? Our houses, beds, TV stands, bureaus, all of that stuff. So
Tires,
that color, that covers the color. Next, density, right? So again, light smoke coming out of a house probably means we have a small fire. But what happens if I pull up to Home Depot and I have light smoke coming out of there? Density and volume kind of the same. What does that mean? If I have anything coming out of Home Depot, think about how high the ceilings are in there, right? First off, or use Walmart in Hudson since we're in Hudson, right? How high are those ceilings? Wicked high, right? And how big of an open space is that?
Really big.
So I have filled that compartment enough that I have smoke coming out of there. So what should that tell me?
A lot of fire.
Right? It means that there's a significant event taking place in there,
Somewhere,
right?
yeah.
And then we talked about velocity. Velocity is always king, right? Velocity is going to tell you where it's going, right? And where it's at. Wherever we have that velocity, that very turbulent smoke, that's a good indication that my fire is right there or coming there fast, right? So that's how we're watching to see where the fire is spreading and all of that good stuff. So that's why it's important to know that. There's a great class called Art of Reading Smoke from a guy who lives in Colorado. It's on YouTube if you get a chance to watch it. It is phenomenal. But we'll just make sure that we put that out completely. My name's Corey Morin. I've been a career firefighter for 12 years. I served for the city of Portland, Maine for 4 years before leaving for Nashville in 2015. I've had 8 years there at the Lake Street Community Fire Station, engine and ladder 2. Prior to my full-time career, I was actually an explorer for the Hudson Fire Department. I started at 14 years old and worked my way up through the ranks. I was an explorer captain, then explorer chief. Once I turned 18, the fire department hired me as a call firefighter. However, I love the explorer post and I see the huge benefit in it, so I remained an explorer advisor for the 5 years that I was a call firefighter here. The explorer post is a huge asset to the fire service. It gives kids ages 14 to 21 an opportunity to see what the day in the life of a firefighter is, what it takes to do this career, the training, the activities and everything that we need to do. They get an opportunity to get a first-hand look at it. When I was an explorer, we actually had a manual that we were able to ride on the trucks, be able to go on calls and emergencies with the firefighters. We could do things outside and stay out of the danger zone, but it really is eye-opening and gives you that full world experience that you wouldn't get anywhere else. The Hudson Explorer Post has been huge for the fire service in really the United States. We have explorers that have become career firefighters all over the place. I can think of a few in South Carolina. We have a couple in Pennsylvania. We have a bunch in Nashua. Manchester has a whole bunch. So it has become really beneficial to really give these kids an opportunity, like I said, to see what it's like and then fall in love with the job just like I have. This is the best job in the world. This is one of the only jobs where every time we show up, we're there to help people. We're never there to cause any issues. We're always there to help. It's one of the only jobs in the world where you can show up and a mother will hand you her baby, no questions asked, just because they know that we're there to help. So I love this job, and if you can and you're interested in it, become an explorer. It's worth it.
My name is Steve Phillips. I work for Nashville Fire Rescue. I just want to, as you saw and heard earlier about the Explorer program here in Hudson, I also want to let the girls out there that are between the ages of 14 and 19, they go on the Camp Fully Involved Facebook page. That is a week-long camp that is run up at the State Fire Academy, put on by all volunteers from around New England. I volunteered myself there for about 10 years. It was off for COVID, and some years we didn't have enough, but girls from all over the country and the world go to this camp. It's a full week. You start at the ground zero, build yourself up from getting dressed. They supply you with gear packs, get you comfortable with the air packs, and take you on into the end of the week where we're doing live burns inside the building. I can't say enough about it. And to all the volunteers out there that work there, and the women that run it are just excellent. So the girls are housed up there in the dorms. So you're living together and whatnot. And I've stayed up there once where they woke everybody up at 3 a.m. and you actually got right on the fire truck and went. So it's a great experience. So don't be intimidated just because you're a female and you're out there. The fire service welcomes all of you. And this is a great chance to at least dabble in it to see if that's something for you.
So my name is Matt Vallows. I've been in the post for 6.5 years, and I am the chief officer of the post, and I'm going to pass it on to Jacob.
All right, I'm Jacob. I've been here just over a year, I think now, and I guess I don't have a rank. I'm just explorer. I'm just an explorer, yeah.
I'm Matty Bebris. This is my first day here, and I don't have a rank.
It's taken me from knowing nothing about the fire service career to knowing enough to potentially get through the academy, and the end goal is to get to the academy and hopefully get on a full-time department in the near future.
I originally started just as, like another extracurricular. I thought it looked interesting, looked good on college applications, but it's been over a year. I've gotten into all the colleges I applied for, and I don't plan on leaving here until I go to college. I've been really enjoying it.
I just liked everything about it, like going to the fires, all that, seeing all the guys.
So basically the end goal of the Explorers is to get them to a point to where they can be a person of bigger in their community, help the people that need to be helped, because we're always here for them 24/7, 365, any day, anytime, any weather. Always here, always ready is one of the Hudson sayings. And it just helps you be a bigger person in the community, not just in the fire department world, but in the community as a whole. So we're going to do some fire safety tips now. First one is change your smoke detector batteries when the time goes forward or back.
Very important thing to have is a meeting point outside your house if there's a fire, or an escape, well, also an escape plan to get out of your house, because in all the chaos, you need to be prepared.
CO detectors are just as important as smoke detectors.
So to wrap it all up, the Explorer Post is important, especially right now more than ever. The New Hampshire Fire Service is really hurting for volunteers, call firefighters, and even career firefighters. So if you have any interest at all in becoming a firefighter, either go through an Explorer Post, go to your local fire department, see if they hire call or per diem people. A lot of places will put you through the training that you need, but we're really hurting for people. So now's the time to really step up, help your community, and help the people that you live with in those communities. Thank you.